All right, Kitty. We have an exciting day today. I'm gonna guess it's a Sunday. It might be May 28th, 2023. We're gonna hold off on the hike today because usually it's about 5.5 miles. I need my calf muscles to rest a little bit. Then we're gonna run into Jason's Deli. You're doing the werewolf, and I'm gonna get something to eat. And then we're gonna go off and deliver food to people's doorsteps. He curls up with me all day. I need to wash his fur a little bit. Did you know you can give a cat a bath? Look at this guy. All right, got all Spielberg with the light. We're headed out today. There's Kitty. It is May 28th, 2023. Kitty's having iams. It's pink iams. It's a pink bag. And Kitty loves his iams cat food. We are going to go out Jason's Deli to get dinner, and then we're going to drop food at your doorstep. Welcome to the Please Subscribe show. Please subscribe for me and Kitty Edmond. Kitty's full name is Edmond Tuxedo Cassavetes. Many of you have heard of the show and are subscribing. I just noticed it the other day. I thought it was going to go viral. And next thing you know, look up and it was gonna have like 1,000 subscribers. I started shaking. If you have a friend that likes to watch vlogs or shows, try out the Please Subscribe show with Cole Spivey. Linda is recovering. She's a recovering alcoholic. I'm not gonna tell you where she's at, but she's doing well. She's been on many of the episodes, and you feel free to go back and watch it 3 years from today. And you'll see us at the mansions at Sunset Ridge in Carrollton. You'll also see us here in Fort Worth. We had many Thanksgivings right here. All right? You have a good day, and I'll see you at your doorstep. 178,031 miles on the speedometer. We're dealing with 88 degrees Fahrenheit. It is May 28, 2023. And welcome to the Please Subscribe show. So today we'll be going by Jason's Deli. I'm on a strict diet. I'm trying to get a lot of the protein and food and things like that from egg. But mostly what I do is I de-yolk the egg, so I try to stay out of the yellow stuff in the egg, and I just eat the white stuff, which is mostly protein. Sometimes I'll go and get like a protein bar, like a Think bar, or sometimes I'll go and get beef jerky or something like that. Other than that, I try to keep my calorie count no higher than about 1,000 to 1,100 right now. Now, I have been keeping track of my calories, and they've been about 1,700. I'm not gonna lie, because I have little snacks along the way. I brought my little cup. I got in trouble last time I went to Jason's Deli because for some reason I thought I put the drink on there, but I'm not gonna worry about this time. Because I get all my Jason's Deli stuff from the app. So if I make a purchase, I purchase my Jason's Deli from the app. So sometimes I just forget to hit the drink on there. So I got kind of chewed out by the manager, so I filed a complaint. You know, I probably shouldn't have, but it kind of made me mad because I was, you know, trying to eat there and he wouldn't really let me eat in peace. But he did come by my table and check on me. So that was nice of him, I guess. But Still thought I was kind of upset. I asked for the cup, a courtesy cup, so I could put the yolk in it, because I need something to put yolk in. You know, it's a weird thing. Because I take the yolk out, and then it gets all over the plate. And it happened to me in Louisville. So I was at a Jason's Deli in Louisville. It's on my channel. And it fell off the table onto the chair. And the lady came up to me and started kind of complaining or whatever, and got mad and got in my space. So I accidentally called her a CUNT. I came back 60 days later, and then she had me criminally trespassed for the Jason's Deli. So it was an incident that happened 60 days prior, on July 4th. And the yolk fell off onto the seat where the table was. And she goes up to me and goes, "I know what you're doing." And I was like, how does she know what I'm doing? So I said, "Oh, whatever, S-U-N-T. I'm sorry, C-U-N-T. Sorry about that." And I shouldn't have said that. So I came back 60 days after that. I was going to go in disguise. This is in Louisville. It's not here in Fort Worth. It's in Louisville. And I was sitting there eating. This cop comes up behind me. It's a female cop. She goes, "Well, we got a complaint." And I was like, "What?" Someone made a call. And I was sitting there eating my salad. I wasn't laughing, though. So I turned my camera on. She goes, "Got to criminally trespass you." I said, from where? She goes, "From Jason's Deli." I said, "Well, I'm eating." She goes, "Well, you better hurry up, because I'm writing the criminal trespass." So I took a few more bites, and the manager had to go over there and sign the paperwork. And so on the actual, and I have it, and I'll show it to you. It's in here. On the actual criminal trespass, it says forever on it. So I can never go back to that Jason's Deli for all of time. You know, the one in Louisville. And I honored that trespass, and I never returned. Now, I did call him and tried to talk to him, because it was the only Jason's Deli that was near the mansions at Sunset Ridge. And I called her, and I explained the situation, that I had gotten a divorce, and I was upset, and my wife had left me with the kids, and that was my first 4th of July on my own, and I was very upset. And she said, "I don't care," and hung up. Women don't change. They don't change. They don't know how to change. I don't know if God can change them, or they get into this thing. It's like a compartmentalized thing, and they go with it, and they don't change. You know what I'm talking about. If you're a man, or if you've been married. I've been married twice. Sarah Lopiccolo and Angel Curry, which is also known as Angel Spivey. They don't change. They don't forgive. They rarely ever forgive. Now, very rarely in a blue moon, very rarely, 95% of the time, they don't forgive. But there's a 5% chance that sometimes, for whatever reason it may be, they finally cave, and they cry, and they cry, and they cry, and they break down like a little girl, and they finally forgive. It happens sometimes, not all the times, guys. You know, you could sit there, a really good movie to watch, and I watched it recently, because I watch movies about women, is The Apostle. And it's a very, very good movie. It's a guy named Robert Duvall. He's a director, actor, one of my favorite actors. He's great. He's absolutely iconic and great. Love him. He hung out with Dustin Hoffman and Gene Hackman. Robert Duvall is great. He is one of the greatest. And this movie, The Apostle, is like one of the best movies that has ever been made. It is very, very good. Now, in The Apostle, he has a problem with patience. He's a Pentecostal. And he gets himself in a situation. He's in a divorce. He goes after the kids. He goes to a baseball game. He's been drinking a little bit of whiskey. He gets on that baseball court, and the kids are on there. His wife's on there, and the wife's lover's on there, because Farrah Fawcett plays his wife who's cheating on him. He loses his temper, grabs his kids, grabs his wife by the hair, tries to manhandle her, and there just happened to be a baseball bat just right there in the right time and space. And Robert Duvall's character, who plays Sonny, grabs that baseball bat, swings around, and hits that man in the head, the wife's lover, and kills him instantly. Now, later on, the wife learns that adultery is evil, and she gives it up. So we don't know if it's because of the murder of Sonny. Not Sonny. Oh, Sonny doesn't get murdered. I'm sorry. No, Sonny doesn't get murdered. He does, though. Sonny murders kind of himself in a way and becomes an apostle. He becomes a EF apostle. Yeah, he becomes EF. And what happens is he kills the lover, and we don't know if the woman finds adultery disgusting because the lover gets killed by the baseball bat. But she writes a letter, or she may has like a little inner monologue to Sonny saying that she finds out that adultery is disgusting, that adultery is a disgusting thing, and she realizes to give it up. And this happens in the movie. So we don't know if Sonny would have waited another month or another year, if his wife, would have come to realization, just like I wish my mom would, because my mom remarried a football coach. And she comes to realization that adultery is just evil and that's disgusting. The whole idea of adultery is disgusting. And so she announces it. The wife announces it, either to God or whatever. But Sonny, or EF Apostle, realizes that his wife changed in the middle of all this stuff, because he becomes an apostle and leaves kind of like his old world behind and starts over. And he goes on the run from the law. He changes his name and he starts a new church, and then later gets busted and the cops have to show up because he committed murder in Fort Worth, is in the story. The murder takes place in Fort Worth, which is where I'm at. I'm in Fort Worth right now. Now, I don't know if they filmed any of the locations in Fort Worth, because I could do a filming location of it, just like I want to do a filming location of some other things. But they may have. They may have done it in Fort Worth. And I have to ask Robert Duvall, and he's an older guy, and he hasn't directed a whole lot. But man, this one movie, he knocked it right out of the ballpark. One of the best movies that you could watch. It's very good for family and for the Pentecostal movement. Oh, I want to show you my trespass. It's right here. It was written by a female cop. Not that I care. And I thought it was pretty ridiculous. I asked the cop, I said, well, I got to cover up some things. I said, well, what do you think about it? And she says, I don't agree or disagree. There's the address to the Jason's Deli. There's my old apartment. That was back when it was my old address from Cleanest Ranch. You can get a warning, a gag contact, a field contact, a criminal trespass, which is what this is, NRO or juvenile warning. There's the officer. There's the location. 742 East Hebron is the Jason's Deli. That's a violator copy. So I'm gonna go get some Jason's Deli. All right, well, we're gonna go into Jason's Deli, and I gotta get a drink first. They're all the way from Illinois. Where's this Land of the Lincoln? I don't know where that is. And they're all the way from Florida and from New Jersey. So as my days of an actor, which have been almost 30 years, we've learned to wait tables. And in waiting tables, we've learned to do something called pre-bussing. When you pre-bus, you go to the tables and you're like, oh, can I get you anything else, man? Are you okay with that? Okay. Then you bring this stuff over to the thing. Like, ma'am, can I get you anything else? Anything else, ma'am? Okay. Would you like some more drinks there? Okay, that's fine. Anything else? Would you like anything else over there? Okay. How about some more of that? Okay, that's fine. And some of this right here? How about some of this right here, some of this ranch? You want some ranch? Would you like some more ice cream? Grab some of this. How about some more grapes? You want some more grapes? And would you like some more of this right over here? Very good. How about this? You want some ranch? Okay, bring some ranch over this way. Some of that. Would you like some of these crackers? How about some of this right here? You want some of that? How about over here, this right here? And would you like some grapes over this way? Very good. And what about your drink? Would your kid want some more drinks over this way? Okay. And some fruits. Some of this right here. Then what we're gonna do is move this over here. Table over this way. Just how I like it, asymmetrical. These are very good because David Bowie. Red peppers right here.
So, if there's going to keep eating an issue every time you come in, we're just asking how come in.
Alright, what exactly did you do wrong?
Pulling the egg crock out, having your hands all over other guests, food.
I didn't do that because I didn't want to drop them.
Okay.
I didn't want to drop an egg in the other.
There's tongs that you can grab the egg out. No, it doesn't, but it's common sense. Come on, man, it's sanitary. You don't want everybody else's hands in your food, do you?
No.
Exactly. If you have any more issues, I will be trespassing you from the property, okay?
Alright, thank you. So, are you coming again?
You what?
I'm going to come in.
You're welcome today. You're welcome today, but after today, then you're no longer welcome again, okay? Appreciate it.
Alright, is that from all Jason's Deli?
I don't care about other Jason's Deli, I just care about mine and my employees.
Okay, I'm going to follow the complaint.
You mistreat every time you come in.
I'm going to follow the complaint.
You follow the complaint on you yesterday too. There's always something wrong every time you come in.
I'm following it. So I dropped the salad tongs on there. He wants to criminally trespass me from that Jason's Deli. So I'm going to file a complaint against him through corporate like I did the other day. I didn't bring my extra pair of glasses though. But I found another table. Right about here. Isn't God great? And there's no copyright music in here. And I got the drink from Fuzzy's. I think I got my fork. I don't know what it is. I dropped a tong in the salad bar. I videotaped the whole thing. I know it was gonna happen. I'll put down exactly what he said. Drop the tongs where the eggs were, and wanted to criminally trespass me for that. His name is Chase. So I videotaped the whole thing. Okay, so he threatened me, and I made the report to Jason Deli's corporate, but I have to refile the report because it goes to corporate and not to him. I accidentally put his name at the top, but his name is in the body of the word. So he'll be fired. All right, so I filed my complaint. I told him that he approached me by the egg section of the salad bar, and he began yelling at me in front of public. Told me to get out. He said, "You dropped the thongs." Is there something I can grab? I videotaped it all. I didn't grab anything with my hands. I videotaped everything. But I dropped the thongs by the egg section, or I moved the egg, I guess it's the egg container or something, because I didn't want it to spill. So if he doesn't get fired, I'll be surprised. I'm going to the media with this. This is absolutely ridiculous. So I'll be going elsewhere. And there's another Jason Deli's just as good right down the road. Well, since Chase has a problem with me eating, some Mexicans do, we're gonna go ahead and leave this at Fuzzy's Tacos. Because I know they all work together against white people. That's my own opinion, though. I could be wrong. California feels the same. I mean, really, I shouldn't be that way. I'm not a nationalist or anything, but because of your nation, because of your race, you're gonna call the police on a white guy, which I have Apache in me. I have more right to be here than you do. Because my people were here before your people were here. And that goes for Mexicans too. but you're gonna call the police on me for eating food or for trying to eat food in your establishment. Watch the killers of the flower moon. People are cruel to other people and bully other people because of their power. I'm gonna stop that with the New Liberty Party. So we're rereading The King, The Dark Tower, 6, Song of Susanna, Stephen King. I think we were for Tabby, that's his wife, Tabby, who knew when it was done. This is Go Then. There are other worlds than these. John Jake Chambers. I'm a maid of constant sorrow. I've seen trouble all my days. All through the world, I am bound to ramble. I have no friends to show my way. Traditional. Fair is whatever God wants to do. I can think it's life, Inger? Peace like a river. Or it could be leaf. Life or leaf, Inger. As of illustration. This is Dark Tower 6, Song of Susanna. Something right here. All right, so here's the bookmark. And we were... Okay, so at first one answered Roland's question, and so he asked again, how long will the magic stay? Time looking across the living room of the rectory to where Hinchik of the Mannies sat with Cantab, who had married one of Hinchik's numerous granddaughters. The two men were holding hands, as was the Manny way. The older man had lost a granddaughter that day, but if he grieved, the emotion did not show on his stony, composed face. Next to Roland, holding no one's hand, silent and dreadful white, sat Eddie Dean. Beside him, cross-legged on the floor, was Jake Chambers. He had pulled Oy onto his lap, a thing Roland had never seen before, and would not have believed the Billy Bumbler would allow. Both Eddie and Jake were splattered with blood. That on Jake's shirt belonged to his friend Benny Slightman. That on Eddie's belonged to Margaret Eisenhart, once Margaret of Redpath, the lost granddaughter of the old patriarch. Both Eddie and Jake looked as tired as Roland felt, but he was quite sure there'd be no rest for them this night. Distant from the town came the sounds of fireworks and singing and celebration. There was no celebration here. Benny and Margaret were dead, and so Santa was gone. Hinchik, tell me, I beg, how long will the magic stay? The old man stroked his beard in distracted fashion. Gunslinger Roland, I can't stay. The magic of the door in that cave is beyond me. As thee must know. It's cool that he used the word thee. Tell me what you think, based on what you do know. Eddie raised his hands. They were dirty. There was blood under the nails, and they trembled. Tell Hinchik, he said, speaking in a voice humbled and lost, that Roland had never heard before. Tell, I beg. Roselet Peer Callahan's woman of all work came in with a tray. There were cups on it, and a carafe of streaming coffee. She at last had found time to change out of her bloody, dusty jeans and shirt into the house dress, but her eyes were still shocked. They peered from her face like small animals from the burrows. She poured the coffee and passed the cups without speaking, nor had she gotten the blood. Roland saw as he took one of the cups. There was a streak of it on the back of her right hand. Margaret's or Benny's. He didn't know or much care. The wolves had been defeated. They might or might not come again to call up Aaron Sturgis. That was Ka's business. There was Susanna's den, who had disappeared in the aftermath, taking Black 13 with her. Hinchik said, Ye ask of Caven. Ah, Father, Roland agreed. The persistence of magic. Father Callahan took a cup of coffee with a nod and a distracted smile, but no words of thanks. He had spoken little since they had come back from the cave. In his lap was a book called Salem's Lot, by a man of whom he had never heard, and it purported to be a work of fiction. Purported to be a work of fiction, but Donald Callahan, that was in it. I don't even know if Stephen King knows the word. If you ask him, say, Stephen King, say, what is the word? What is it called? He probably doesn't even know. That's probably done by the editor. Purported. Donald Callahan was in it. He had lived in a town of which it told had taken part of the events it recounted. He had looked on the back and on the rear flap of the author's photograph, queerly certain that he would see a vision of his own face looking back at him. The way he had looked in 1975 when the events had taken place, most likely, but there had been no picture, just a note about the book's writer that told very little. He lived in the state of Maine. He was married. He had written on previous books, quite well reviewed, if you believe the quotations on the back. Pretty Bertolt Brecht of him. The greater the magic, the longer it persists, Cantum said, and then looked at Henchkins questioningly. I always thought you never ended it with a L-Y. It'd be, proper English would be looked at questionably Henchkick, or something like that. Cantum said, and then questionably looked at Henchkick, is how it'd be, proper English. Just let the editors know. Henchkick said, magic and glamour both one, and they do unroll from the back. He paused. From the past to Duquesne. This door opened on many places and many times in the world that my friends came from. See, he ended it from a preposition, but that's okay. Roland said, I would open it again, but just on the last two, the most recent two. Can't that be done? It'd be weird if you had like a bunch of people that spoke like that, you know, perfect English majors, that didn't end a word with a preposition. They waited as Henchkick and kind of considered the Manning were great travelers. If anyone knew, if anyone could do what Roland wanted, what they all wanted, it would be these folk. We'll have to see tomorrow around 5 o'clock to see if we're going to meet someone about this book, Stephen King's Song of Susanna. I do want to continue Escape from Maine too. There's 3 parts in Escape from Maine, so we've only got 1 part now. So there's 2 other parts, but the pilot is ready to go. It's ready for production. Anyway, this is a good book so far.